Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for the support. Enjoy the video. Teacher Talking Sports here, and let's continue our MLB Mount Rushmores. On each of these, I've been naming the four best players, in my opinion. Of course, these are subjective. In franchise history, I've been going in alphabetical order by team name. Today is the 10th of 32 teams. I will be doing the Detroit Tigers. The Detroit Tigers have been around since 1901, so now 120 years. Detroit Tigers, the only name they have gone by, and there is a lot of excellent players in their franchise history. It was very hard sticking with just four. Um, there was two other hitters I really wanted to include. This Mount Rushmore is going to include all hitters, and there was really six that I wanted to include, but two had to be left out. There's been a few great pitchers as well that I will mention in the honorable mentions, and there was also a famous middle infield, one of which was recently inducted to the Hall of Fame, that didn't make the cut. But let's get started. The players are not ranked. They will be named in alphabetical order by last name. So we're starting with Miguel Cabrera, still currently playing for the Tigers, 38 years old. He has been on the decline of late, but his first decades or so with the Tigers was absolutely incredible. If we look at his stats, he's now played 14 seasons with the Tigers after spending his first five with the Marlins. In that time, he's batted .309 with 364 homers, 1,281 RBIs, 1,056 runs scored, 2,145 hits, 414 doubles, and a solid 916 OPS. A lot of black ink on his page. He also was named back-to-back AL MVP in 2012 and 2013. The former of the 2 years, 2012, he was the first Triple Crown winner in 45 years. The previous last to do it was Carl Yastrzemski in 1967. So 45 years later, Miguel Cabrera won the Triple Crown with a .330 batting average, 44 homers, and 139 RBIs. With Detroit, he's led the league in homers twice, doubles twice, RBIs twice, and is a four-time batting champ from 2009 to 2016. In each of those years, he batted at least .313. Also has led the AL and OPS four times. Not only is he a back-to-back MVP winner, he also finished second, fourth, and fifth in previous years with Detroit. So while his career has slowly been on the decline and he's nowhere near the hitter he once was, it was an excellent first about 9 years for Miguel Cabrera that got him on here. Next, we have one of the most famous old-time hitters in MLB history. That is Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1936. Ty Cobb spent almost his whole career manning center field with the Detroit Tigers. He played 22 years for the Tigers, winning MVP in 1911. But he did spend the last 2 years of his career with the Philadelphia Athletics. In his 22 years with Detroit, he batted .368 with a .950 OPS, 3,900 hits, 665 doubles, 284 triples, 1,811 RBIs, 869 stolen bases. Absolutely incredible. Look at all the batting crowns he won with the black ink. He won 12 batting titles while with the Tigers. Also led the league in RBIs four times, stolen bases six times, triples four times, doubles three times, hits 8 times, runs 5 times, and I could keep going, but I'm losing my breath. That's how many how much black ink is on his page. Look at all the times he led in OPS. Ty Cobb, yes, a controversial figure by some from the early 1900s, but had to have been included. Next, Hammerin' Hank. Hank Greenberg. Hank Greenberg was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1956. Two-time MVP both with the Tigers, two-time World Series winner both with the Tigers in 1935 and 1945. In 12 seasons with Detroit, excuse me, batted .319 with a stellar 1,028 OPS, 306 homers, 1,528 hits, 975 runs, 1,200 RBIs, 748 walks, nearly a 1-to-1 walk to strikeout ratio. Won MVP in 1935, a year they won the World Series. As I mentioned, also won in 1945. Also was named the MVP in 1940. His stats may have even looked better if he didn't spend 3 of his prime years from ages 31 to 33 in the U.S. Army Air Forces. 4 times led the league in homers with the Tigers, 4 times in RBIs. His 184 RBIs in 1937 are the 3rd most in a season in MLB history. As you could see, he had 7 straight seasons with over 1,000 OPS. Absolutely incredible. Not only did he win 2 MVPs, he finished 3rd in voting twice. Hank Greenberg is the 3rd member and last guy who recently passed away in April of 2020. But one of the all-time Tigers, definitely. That's Al Kaline. Al Kaline was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1980 and spent the entirety of his career, 18-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove, batting title, 1968 World Series champion. All that was while with the Detroit Tigers. All in all, he spent 22 years with the team from 1953 to 1974, hitting .297 with an .855 OPS, 3,007 hits, member of the 3,000 hit club, just shy of 400 homers, 399, 1,582 RBIs, 1,622 runs scored. Was a Gold Glove winner 10 times in an 11-year span from 1957 to 1967. So played an excellent right field. Had, 4 top 5 finishes in MVP voting. Was the runner-up in 1955, a year he won the batting title when he batted .340. He had 9 seasons in which he hit at least 300. Historic career for Al Kaline. 2 seasons with at least 100 runs scored. 3 seasons with at least 100 RBIs. Walked more than he struck out. Led the league in slugging and OPS in 1959. And as I mentioned, was a member of their 1968 World Series winning team. So that is the Detroit Tigers Mount Rushmore, in my opinion. Of course, as I mentioned, we have Miguel Cabrera, Ty Cobb, Hank Greenberg, and Al Kaline. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, there was 2 hitters that I really had a hard time leaving off, and there were times I actually had them in the top 4. Those are Charlie Gehringer and Harry Heilman. Heilman won 4 batting crowns with the Tigers, and Gehringer spent his whole career with Detroit, both in the Hall of Fame. Very hard to leave them off. Hal Newhouser, a Hall of Fame starting pitcher. Justin Verlander's currently still going. If I think of Justin Verlander, if you combined his Astros stats with his Tigers stats, he probably would have made the top 4. Of course, I'm only looking at their Tigers stats, so he just fell short. Of course, as I mentioned, the famous middle infield, Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker. Close, but not quite enough to make it. Other honorable mentions include Mickey Lolich, Jack Morris, Sam Crawford, and Norm Cash. So again, when a team has an 120-year history, had have had success during that time. It's hard to limit this to just 4 players. Let me know in the comments below who would be on your Mount Rushmore. Do you include a guy like Gehringer or Heilman? Do you include one of their best pitchers, Newhouser or Verlander? Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. Tomorrow we will do the Houston Astros. I'm out.